I feel so goddamn pretentious with like holding this thing, but anyways, that's what we have to do today. I do have the clip, but I'm testing the audio. Anyways, this is a proof to you that I care about the quality of the videos that I give you, and that's why you've seen me test different microphones because I want the audio to be good, and I test different things to see what works and what doesn't. Unlike whoever's running the High Dive website. So, I mean, I'm just gonna go straight to the point. I am one of the biggest. What the fuck is going on with my chair now? Okay. I'm one of the biggest high dive defenders. I promote high dive as much as I humanly possibly can because high dive, I think it's a great, great, great source of anime. I mean, that's where I found some of my favorite animes, like, for example, Ya Boy Kongmin, Call of the Night, Dark Gathering. So, and honestly, High Dive has like really good originals and really good exclusives, like Oshinoko and Jellyfish Can't Sleep at Night, that are just exclusive to High Dive, and it's so wonderful that Crunchyroll has, a little bit of competition. But it seems like High Dive just doesn't want to succeed in any sort of way because the app and the website have terrible functionality. Now, my biggest complaints come from the app, and sadly, I'm not able to like show you like on screenshots and everything because High Dive doesn't allow for screen share or screenshot. So whenever I take a screenshot to show you evidence, it's just a black screen. So they worry about the screenshots, but they don't worry about like the actual things that are good. Like for example, I just want to run through a couple of things, and I want you to know that some of the commentaries that I'm about to do come from like my experience with the app and my experience with the website. Now, one thing that I've noticed that they both share is the continue watching option. Now, you're probably thinking, "Oh, that's a good option to have. Like, why wouldn't you want it?" Well, because let me tell you, if you can see, this is episode 21 of the old Watergate from Dark Gathering, and you also have episode 14 from the Dark Gathering. And then you have episode 13 of the Dark Gathering. And then you have all the other episodes of the Dark Gathering. And then you have episodes of Gushing Over Magical Girls. So it's like when it recognizes that you're watching something, it's like, okay, do you want to continue watching this episode as opposed to wherever you left off on this series? So whenever you say, okay, yeah, let's continue watching, I want you to notice something, and this is something that they both share on the app as well as here. When you click resume, and as you can see, like it's black because it doesn't allow for screen share. But for like a ridiculously long amount of time, you're gonna have this three little thumbnails next to the episode saying up next. But the up next, it shows you the three next episodes, and it's like, okay, can this thing go away now? Thank you. But here's the thing, and this is one of the most frustrating things. If you want to go to the series page, there's no way to do so. You see what I mean? This is like one of the most frustrating things because it's like, okay, I want to go and reference one of the episodes or something. No, because the continue watching is giving you access to the episode, not to the main page of the series, which is very frustrating because then you have to like, okay, so I cannot go to the series on continue watching. Okay, the trending now is definitely not a tab that I'm using at the moment. Simulcast, exclusive, dubs, movies. Okay, so what do? You have to go into the search tab and remember the name because not even on the They're not even showing like recent searches. I've never searched for any of these three animes. So it's like, okay, so I need to remember the name Dark Gathering. And that's when it's going to show you um, there, Dark Gathering. But that the algorithm or like the interface is not recognizing, oh, Dark, let's show you the very first series that you're looking at. Let's show you some episodes that are dark related. Like, why is um, Made in Abyss one of the very first searches when I click dark, as opposed to like at the very third tab, I find it, and I've never seen Dai Shogun or Danprai Anime Caravan. So why is Dark Gathering like the third option as opposed to be the first option when I'm looking for it? Now you might think like, oh, this is that's a little nitpicky, but honestly, it's very annoying whenever I'm trying to like whenever I watch an episode of anything and then I'm like, oh, I don't remember the name of the series, and I try to look it up and it's like, oh shit, I have to like do a whole new search, or just because like okay, I know that I'm not on episode 21. I'm like, let's say on episode 23, but episode 23 is not here. Okay, let me go to the main page of the series. Well, there's nowhere I can see it at. Now, the other thing that is so insanely frustrating, and I'm just going to resume it, is that as you're approaching the end, and you obviously like you cannot see it because, like I said, it doesn't allow. Um, so the series goes and everything, and once these things disappear, it takes until the very last second, to give you a okay, we're gonna play the next episode. You have to pretty much sit through the entire credits in order for High Dive to be like, okay, here's the next episode. Do you want to watch it? So again, that is so insanely annoying. It's very frustrating. Another thing that I absolutely hate, and it doesn't happen on the website, but it does happen on the app, is that sometimes when you're watching something, and I'm like right here, sometimes the subtitles overlap. And this happens on the white screen on the app. I actually think I took a screenshot of that, and it's not showing the series. It's not showing the series. Oh, here it is. Look. But it does show the overlapping of the subtitles. Now you probably can't see it really well, but you see like on the second line how it looks like a little one on top of the other. There it is. And this is the episode actually, the Watergate. So what happens on this is that you're watching on the app on your phone. You're watching this thing, and then for some reason it just doesn't recognize third lines or something. So it would be like, from what I can tell, his attacks consume, and then his targets would be like on top of turn and makes. So you're not getting the entire information of the translation. So you're like getting like certain, and this doesn't happen like all the time, but it happens way more than you would like it to happen. So you have overlapping subtitles, and that is so annoying because sometimes you're like, and he said, "Get out of here," but then you see like overlapping. It's like, he said, "Do we need to get out of here?" Like something like that. So you're missing, like sometimes even key parts, context of the story because of the overlapping. So and that shit is very frustrating. Again, the other thing, God damn it, High Dive. Like I love High Dive, because I think it really does have like I don't want to sound like a high dive hater because I've been one of the biggest defenders of high dive, but I need to be fair. Like let's be honest, and I'm going to call it as it is, whether I like the app or not like the app. I think that's critical, you know. So that's the thing. Now, another thing that I absolutely despised on this thing is that since they did an update to this thing, since the update that changed a lot of things, some for the best, some for the worst, mostly for the worst, is that High Dive used to have some series in different languages. Like, for example, Dark Gathering. I'm using Dark Gathering a lot as an example because it's a 24 episode series, and I got to experience most of my gripes with this one. But I've tried other series as well, and it's the same thing. But I remember that I started watching Dark Gathering before the update. And before the update, whenever you would click on an episode, it would give you the option of different types of subtitles, right? And here on the website, it gives you the option of English or Latin American Spanish for the subtitles or the audio in English or Japanese, which is great. Not on the app. Like if you're watching on the app, like whereas you were able to like like um change languages and stuff like that, unless I got the cursed app or something. But even though there's more options on the website, the app is very limited on the type of languages that you can read on the subtitles. I usually like the subtitles in Spanish, but I had to watch it in English because I was watching it on the app, even though I started watching the series in Spanish, like on the with the subtitles in Spanish. So those are like some of the things that I absolutely despise about High Dive. Like it's really bad. The fact that again the continue watching goes episodically, not at where you left off in the series, but it just shows you like episodes of different things. And now you can see the Watergate episode is gone. And now we have episode 1, but we still have episode 14 and 13 and everything. So the continue watching option doesn't make sense. The fact that you cannot access the main page of the series doesn't make sense. The fact that you have to like research by name and the first name is not something that you've recently looked for or that you're watching doesn't make sense. The overlapping subtitles don't make sense. So, anyways, that's my rant for like the absolute gripes I have with the High Dive update. And before I finish this video, I just want to say the only reason why I'm criticizing this right now is because I love High Dive's content. I really do. Dark Gathering, Ya Boy Kongmin, Urusei Yatsura, The Dangers of My Heart, The Eminem Shadow, Ragna Crimson even, for some fuck of reason, I end up like enjoying it. Here's Ya Boy Kongmin, Call of the Night, Oshinoko. Like, they have great fucking selection. And they feel very modern and slick. And they all share like this very interesting neon Tokyo lighting to them, and it is just really good. It's sometimes it does distinguish itself from Crunchyroll when it comes to the way they present themselves, which I think is great. So with that said, I'm a big defender of High Dive, but High Dive, get your shit together, man. God damn.